I'm going to begin this evening with one of the, I think one of the highlights of our annual calendar here at the school committee meetings. This is the awarding of the Massachusetts Association of School Superintendents Certificate of Academic Excellence. Each year, we are pleased to honored to recognize two of our students from Brookline High School with this award, the highest student award given by my professional association. I'm thrilled that that Scott Bouchard is here this evening to introduce our students. And I see Dr. Mims is here as well. Thank you for being here. Mr. Bouchard.
Good evening. Thanks for having us come. We're very excited by this. We have two students who are receiving this prestigious award whom we love and have, who demonstrate all the best characteristics of a Brookline High School student. Kids who've had a lot of adversity in their lives but have clearly, demonstrably come through that and are in a great place, and they're, in many ways exemplify every characteristic that we love at the high school. I'm going to ask first Jessie Saunier to come up, and I'm going to say a few words about her. Her guidance counselor, Ms. Sergeant Jordan, wasn't able to come, nor was Mr. Schiff for Jose, for reasons of taking care of the kids at home, but their wishes are with you. So Jessie's favorite quote is, "Through the wind and the rain, she stands hard as a stone in a world that she can't rise above. Her dreams give her wings, and she flies to a place she is loved." This is Jessie's favorite quote, which reminds her that even though her life hasn't been easy, she knows what she wants for her future and will do anything to succeed. The first word that comes to mind these are the words of Jeanette, when I think about Jessie, is evolution. Jessie's evidenced greater effort, better grades, and a growing sense of pride in her accomplishments. She has made amazing strides since starting BHS as a freshman to evolve into a young woman that's a role model for others, initiates experiences where she can help others, and envisions herself being a successful member of society. Her advances have been officially recognized this year in her receipt of the prestigious Superintendent's Award that is given to one or two students in the entire high school, to two students for succeeding in the face of adversity. She's also received the Colby College Book Award, which I had the honor of giving her myself last year for academic achievement and good school citizenship. Jessie has overcome a painful childhood. She moved from Hyde Park to Brookline to live with her current foster family shortly before the 9th grade. Initially, as evidenced in her early high school grades, it was a tough transition for Jessie to be in a new school district and to live in a new environment. She took the next 3 years to rebuild emotionally by taking advantage of supports in and out of high school, writing poetry, and continuing to heal through helping others. Jessie regularly volunteers with the Inner City Youth of America Scores Boston, an organization that helps kids off the streets by teaching them leadership, literacy, soccer, and service work. Possibly because of her own personal experiences, Jessie cares tremendously about helping children choose the right path. She takes care of her family's 6 nieces and nephews, her foster sister, and through charity organizations. This past summer, Jessie, through her own research, applied and was accepted to the Global Leadership Adventures in Guatemala. She helped build a school for and with Mayan children and took leadership classes. She raised a whopping $2,700 from family, friends, acquaintances, and contacts to go toward this trip. Jessie values being responsible for her own finances and has worked at the BHS Copy Center as a teaching assistant to students in an academic summer program and as a food server at Fenway Park. Throughout high school, Jessie has demonstrated marked improvement in her ability to successfully organize and manage her work, along with an improved attitude about the subjects in which she has struggled. Jessie has grown into a creative, intelligent, compassionate, independent young lady who is increasingly confident in her ability to succeed. Throughout her years at BHS, academic achievement has become increasingly important to her. When Jessie dedicates herself to a task, she can excel. She has developed some valuable life skills by learning to negotiate some challenging factors in her young life, and she has come out of the other end of some tough situations that have made her a stronger, more responsible, and mature person. She has a determination and intellectual curiosity that have been keys to her achievements in and outside Brookline High School. She would like to become a probation officer in order to help children and adults from difficult backgrounds and make better choices. She will be able to empathize with them and also demonstrate a better path. We are all excited about the great things Jessie will accomplish in her future. Congratulations.
Have him frame that for you. Jesse, congratulations on being one of the recipients of this year's Massachusetts Association of School Superintendents Certificate of Academic Excellence. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Would you like to introduce? Oh, pictures.
I wanted to start by saying I believe the obstacles we are faced with in life shape us into the people who we become. When I first walked into Brookline High School, I had no idea who I wanted to become, where I wanted to accomplish, or where I would end up. I've made many mistakes along the way, and I have hit rock bottom quite a few times, but I continue to fight and try to become a better person. I thank my teachers, my family, and all the school faculty that helped me get my life back together when I fell apart, and for giving me that extra push in the right direction. Thank you for all the lectures and the support. I am very proud and honored to be receiving such an amazing award. Thank you.
Our second recipient is Jose Vasquez Pinasco. Okay. Mr. Schiff wrote this. Okay. He couldn't be here again with too many kids at home. In the theater, you have the star, the showstopper. In sports, you have the most valuable player. In the classroom, you have the curve breaker, and in Brookline, you have Jose. No, you won't see him on the field or on stage, and the fact is that he spent his first year enrolled in Brookline in a hospital bed, but Jose Vasquez Pinasco is truly a hero walking among us based solely on the fact that he is in school each day, in person or through a virtual connection. When Jose arrived in Brookline from Puerto Rico, it was not under normal auspices. Jose came here to the Boston area to receive treatment for leukemia and actually spent his first year as a student undergoing radiation and chemotherapy treatments, while some tutoring was in place for him to get some schoolwork done. That summer, once the treatment schedule eased, Jose attended summer school at BHS. The following September, Jose was aided by the BRIGHT program, and he was able to complete his junior year with impeccable results. Yes, that 4.0 GPA is not a misprint. Jose has shown himself to be a more than capable student and an extraordinary human being. Needless to say, he will be inducted into the school's chapter of the National Honor Society on November 27th. Last year did not come without its own set of issues for Jose. He did miss a lot of school due to his chemotherapy and 2 bone marrow transplants and the side effects of his medication. But the worst setback came when Jose's mother told him that she and his father were getting a divorce. This devastated Jose, even though his father had stayed in Puerto Rico while Jose came here for treatment with his mother and brother. His family means the world to him, and for that institution to shatter was a blow. Jose started this year off with hopes of his life as a high school student reapproaching normal and applying to college. Alas, there have been setbacks with his recovery, and things between him and his father could not be worse. In the hospital, the only thing that Jose has been focused on is completing his work and graduating from high school. A month ago, if you walked through the halls of the high school and looked in on Jose's classes, you could almost feel his absence. Recently, however, these classes all sport a laptop in the space that Jose occupied, and he has been able to participate in his education virtually by Skyping in on some of his classes and completing his work through assistance from BRIGHT. So for Jose, the return to normalcy is starting to take shape. Of course, it is newly defined normal, but for the star, for the MVP, for the curve breaker, it'll be no sweat. While Jose's journey is, to say the least, inspirational, it is not a story he is likely to tell. Jose is nothing if not humble. While others marvel at his grades and his spirit, he looks on as if to say, well, what did you expect? And not at all in a condescending manner, but more like all the other stuff, the cancer, the divorce, the interrupted schooling, is your run-of-the-mill, unwelcome distraction that you can just block out. Perhaps for Jose, this is the case, but most of us would need the offensive line of the New England Patriots to block out what Jose has gone through. In this age of woe is me syndrome, popping up all over the place. It is quite refreshing to see a young man with so much promise, potentially cut so short, rise to such heights to fulfill what he would say was just what he should be doing. Jose is one of a kind, and in Brookline, we are proud to call him our own.
Absolutely, okay. I like this. Tonight we have people who want to say a few words. Jose, congratulations again on being one of the recipients of the Massachusetts Association of School Superintendents Certificate of Academic Excellence.
Thank you.
Well deserved. Mike's yours. Hold on. We have to do pictures first. Sorry. Thank you, Mr. Orlowski.
Well, I just want to say that it's an honor to get to receive this award from the board, and that you recognize my success, and it feels good. And that life is tough, but you need to have a focus, and my focus is doing my work and getting it done the right way. Even though if you have this and that in the way, you still need to do the right things the right way. Thanks.
Don't stay here. Okay, stay here. So we're going to do more pictures for a second. How about that? Okay, we're done. Congratulations.
Would anyone on the committee like to say a few words? I know I would, but I'd like to wait to see if anybody else would. Ms. Gatto.
I just want to say that we all know that growing up is difficult. It's difficult for all kids. But for the two of you, you have really had more issues than many other children have. And look how well you've done. You've worked hard, you have grit, you have good self-esteem, I think, and you really are a model for others in your generation and an inspiration to all of us. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gatto. Ms. Kershaw.
I also just want to thank you for sharing your stories with us, and your accomplishments alone would be something for us to celebrate. And so I know it must be hard in some ways to sit here and hear the story, so I really appreciate you sharing that with us. And if you really want to become a probation agent, come see me.
So I just wanted to thank you both very much, to congratulate you, to say that in light of everything that's happening in this country and around the world, whatever you decide to be, my thought is that you will be, both of you, leaders to help us extract ourselves from some of the problems we have today. You've shown the kind of talent and grit to be able to do that. I also want to thank the staff at Brookline High for their support that they have clearly given you both in extraordinary ways, and to recognize that that staff goes above and beyond what normally would be not only expected but anticipated in helping you become what you have become today. So thank you both to the staff and to both of you so much.